Give me that more item, I would rate it a 5.
Yes, we can. So we made this prototype where you get $1 every time the Ragdoll takes damage, which we then tested, which means we ran a Facebook, Instagram, Meta, whatever ad campaign to see the potential of the game, which means how many people will download the game, how long they stick to the game. But the results of the test were not good enough, so we just threw the project away and moved on. But then a few weeks ago, we decided to publish the game on Google Play, and we received some downloads, even some YouTubers played it. And at the moment we are recording this, we are on place 18 in top new free arcade games on Google Play, which is pretty insane for us, not in financial terms, but we're trying to hit the top chart since almost 5 years. Well, it's just top new free arcade on Google Play, but it's something. And it seems like people enjoy playing the game, so let's add more stuff so that he will rate us 5. Let's start by adding some fire. We use Unity's particle system, and after playing around, we finally have our fire with smoke, and we want to interact with the fire, so we could use Unity's particle system's collision callback, but this is performance heavy, and we only want to have the fire inside of our game and not in our hand, so let's use a simple capsule collider as a trigger instead. Now when the Ragdoll enters the fire, we want to burn it, so we change the color to burnt brown and add a smoke trail, but only having fire does not make much sense.
So I made a flamethrower, which is basically like a gun that shoots fire using gas. I start simple with basic shapes and then I add more details, like this connection and some holes at the barrel. I made the representation of the gas bottle over here. Not sure if that makes sense, but that's what we have. I also created texture for the gas bottle, imported into Unity, and with the fire we now have a functional flamethrower.
We also want to add the toaster, so first we start with the block out, and then we want that our Ragdoll falls inside, gets toasted and shot in the air. And as we can see, it works almost perfect. We only need to adjust it a little bit by adding colliders to the outside and make the toaster like a box. And yes, that's much better, so for shooting, we just reuse our spring, which we then put inside of our toaster.
But to make it actually look like a toaster, let's replace this cube with another cube and subdivide it 2 times and add a subdivision modifier. We want to use blend shapes to make the animation, so we need more geometry to work with. I add more details and a few buttons. Then I clean up the mesh, removing faces and edges that we don't need that don't affect the shape of the toaster. And now we have our model with the blend shapes ready. Let's go back to Unity, add some color and make the animation, which is just playing around with the blend shape values.
But the Ragdoll gets shot before the animation finished, so let's create an animation helper script, add an animation event, and trigger the toaster end function to synchronize the animation and the up movement.
We also create a press, but we want the press to go up and down, so let's add some bonds and set the bond as a parent of this part.
But the problem right now is that our Ragdoll keeps stuck in the press and the up and down movement is just too sticky.
So let's add some sauce at the bottom.
And make the crushers bounce a bit.
Let's also add a helicopter with some spikes.
To punch even more coins out of our Ragdoll. And for every coin you earn, you get a score. And to also compare it to other players, we add the leaderboard. The game has a shop where you previously could buy skins with real money, but we only make like $5 with over 4,000 users, and we are full-time game developers, we don't have any other jobs. So if you want to support us, you can now watch an ad to get a skin, and also there are some interstitials every few minutes. But if you want to remove the interstitials, you can just click on configuration and enter the code MikeRoxyGames and you get the ads-free version for free. But you can also buy it for 99 cents. Thanks for watching, download and subscribe. Ciao!